me.
Test.
Thanks for the comeback. Hope you have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Around
Chest radio.
3777 Smart and Aloha. Check.
All right, test radio 112 radio. And that never fails for the Skipland, does it?
Rough and Tough Radio.
I'll have to see what else I can break here tonight. Anyway, I think we'll give it a shot.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, thank you, Stan Freeberg, Billy May, the voice of X4000, who's watching the Fryant cam for Autorex. I don't know. He's going to have to explain what that's all about. And then we were going to be watching the airwaves for the Tube radios, which will happen tonight, as they always do, in the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark. Let's see, we probably don't need that, so let me turn off... Trying to minimize some of the heat. It got up to, 97, 98 today. It felt like summer. In a couple of days, it'll be 70 degrees again. Hello, my name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair of the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark since, I don't know when. We started this in the early 1980s. And as a forum for those with tube radios to stop by and take a transmission and learn about them and do all that good stuff. And we have been doing it ever since. So I want to say hello to our shortwave listeners to the roll call.
AJ6BD.
And then we will be having your check-ins coming up. No problem. I think I'm on the Vox tonight, so we will do that. But first, I know there is a lot of skip going on, like there usually is. So let's pick up some early check-ins. I'm going to pick up one right now. Let's pick up Tony. AJ6PD, hello radio, KB6GFD.
Yeah, hello Dennis, and can I get early check-in, please?
Hey, 61, I hear you.
Doing too well today. Anyway, thank you for the early check-in.
All right, we'll get the early check-in, Tony. Get back there and have your chicken soup. And 61, Copenhagen, I hear you through the noise. So 61 and 145 are checked in. Over. KB6GFD.
24 checking in.
And 24. I did two at once on two different bands. So Joseph, we've got you checked in as well. Over.
Do you have any of those chickens left for me?
Yeah, I've got actually a 55. I'm counting 44, 55. We've got 56 left, so I think we can do it.
One is all I need. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, one is all I'll give you. We'll save the rest for somebody else. Want to make sure we get all the numbers in. A little bit of gray line going on. We're hearing the mini grass. So we're hearing some Australia. A lot of stations out there. The Old Tube Radio Network. Hopefully you can hear me through all the noise tonight. Hello if you're listening at oldtuberadio.net. And maybe you are joining in on the video side. I think that's up and running. And better yet, you might be sitting in front of your Old Tube Radio waiting to check in when the sun goes down on 27085, Channel 11. We are the Old Tube Radio Network, so let's... 00. Let's get W0 checked in. That is Robert and Teresa. They are checking in from Hendersonville, Tennessee on a perfect sunny day out there. Well, I guess it was a perfect sunny day. If you like 96 degrees, which in July, we're going to wish we had 96 degrees. So, Robert and Teresa, we got you checked in on the 00, and we'll get you at 31 as well. If you're playing the home game, we're in spot number 2 for 5/10/2025. And should we say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there listening in or tuning in or hoping they get someone brings them a tube radio tomorrow? Let's see if I can do my left hand. We got SWL number 1, and I'm looking for SWL number 2. Mr. OBP is right there. He's 9 pounds. In fact, today he is even better. He is 9 pounds plus 5 and good modulation. I don't know if he's mobile. He could be at Chestnut and Herndon. He could be at Willow at Knees. He could be at Blackstone and Shaw. I don't know where he's at tonight. But wave a hand to Mr. Ocean Bravo Papa out there. I rebooted the computer, and it's still running super slow. SWL3. And 21SC, I see if you guys are still up, I was having all sorts of YouTube issues, and I had to reset everything, and then your stream came up. So if you guys are still out there, in a bit, we'll join you live for a check-in coming up here in about 5 minutes. Over to SWL number 5. And I did see Levon, Mr. Rainmaker out there from Hudson Valley of New York. Thanks for stopping by the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL7.
SWL7, check.
SWL7 checking. I hear you. I hear you over the noise. Sometimes you've got to be a mile away to be heard, but you're sounding fine. Got you checked in. Coming up, let's see if we can make it out to Sangertown. Sanger's always got a big signal for SWL 9982 Dirt Dog. Dirt Dog, over. Yeah, can they hear us in Sanger tonight? 982. Well, how about SWL 10 and 30 as Idaho joining us? I'll keep an eye out for the Dancing Dolphins. They could be here in a moment. Always at the ready and doing the dapper thing. SWL 11, Mr. Cornbread, and SWL 12, Dapper Dan, looking and feeling dapper, as am I. We've got some, what did they do? I'm asking Charlie, what did they do tonight with the, we got some air conditioning going on. It feels really good. It feels uptown in here tonight. Like they want me to be in the air chair. So we've got 10, 11, and 12 is checked in. SWL 13.
Your RF signal has gone down considerably, Dennis.
All right, that should help. Yeah, okay. I think I can hear that. I can hear that now. So let's go back. Let's try SWL 9 and Dirt Dog out in Sanger.
Proxy, the Dirt Dog, he has pneumonia.
Oh, no, that's not good. Well, I hope he is resting and doing what the doctor says to do, because when you got that, that's exactly what you have to do. So put a big X in the square for a Dirt Dog and send the healing RF powers that way. Thanks. Let's see, 11 and 12 are in, looking for 10 when the Dolphins jump. Let's go to SWL 13. I've got a new window I got to look at now. Speaking of Sangertown, let's try SWL 14.
Yeah, SWL 14 checking in, and I'm feeling a little under the weather, but nowhere near like the Dirt Dog got. So thanks for checking me in, and I hope to be around for the tubes later.
All right, well, you're sounding really good, and hopefully I'm making a good trip out there tonight. I tweaked on a few things, so I should have a little bit better signal tonight.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So I'm enjoying listening to you this evening. You're coming right through the skip.
All right, well, we'll see. We can't get the antenna up a little higher, and that might even thwart those guys in the mini grass, or maybe it will promote them to actually check in. You are sounding good out in Sangertown. Sean, thanks for joining us. Now, were I to get my antenna up really, really high, I could go across the international date line. It would be tomorrow. It would be Sunday morning. And our famous station, Alpha 173, Hans out in Copenhagen, Denmark, we'd be talking to him live and direct. But right now, he's on right on the tube spot. Good morning to you. And we are saying hello, radio, and we'll put a big X in the square for SWL 15.
Your signal has dropped once again. K6 VLF.
Okay, I think I'm talking to you. I'm getting too excited here, making the signals go up and down. Let's go 15. Sean is checked in. Thanks there, SWL 16. And I think Charlie wanted an early check-in tonight. I got to check my other stuff here. We got a lot of people standing by, and it looks like it was hot all the way up and down the state of California this afternoon. So 16 is in, SWL 17. SWL 18 checked in via Facebook. SWL 19 with the cue cards. Thank you, Chet. You were early. Were you? You helped the guys working on the air conditioning today. It's nice. I was thinking it's 91 degrees. It's going to be kind of bad in here, but I noticed the crayons are not melting on the cue cards. So you did well. I can see you had a little skin in the game trying to get the air conditioning working in the room here. Let's go over to, Neil. Neil is in, SWL 147. So what's going on in Kakalaki? We'll get you checked in. He's in the house. Radio was quiet on the East Coast. Yeah, 10 was, 40's just been dropping out for hours during the day, and then it comes back at night. Very little action on LSB. As you can hear right now, though, as we are in the gray line, things are picking up pretty nicely. Weather nice, but rain on the way for the next 4 days. Really? All right. Well, I think we're sending you some very, very sunny weather. So Dr. Jazz in the Sandhills 147. We've got you checked in. Thanks, Neil. Directed net roll call is where we are at. Not only did they adjust the air conditioner, I think they adjusted the lights. They are shining right in my eyes. JG Mobar, UDX 76, hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Stopping in to wave a hand and give a thumbs up. Yeah, like that way, right? To early AM. He's got an early AM. All right, well, no problem. Jump in now. It's still early here on the West Coast. You can see the sun is up, but other places maybe not. We will have a wonderful Sunday, and glad you stopped by tonight. Looking for on the list. We are still on page 1, believe it or not. Let's go over to SWL 19. Oh, it's 20. Hello, 20.
Here, please check me in. 29 and would appreciate that. And I'll have a radio of interest tonight.
Very good. The one you're on right now sounds excellent. Good stuff. You know what? I need to put on my... That's why I can tell if I'm not working. I'll put on my test control. All right, you're sounding good. Get your chicken soup or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you're going to have, and then come back to the air chair, and we'll be talking with you, because I'm assuming we'll have a little better, quieter conditions coming up in just a little bit. Thanks for checking in.
You bet. Catch you in a little bit.
All right, let me jump in here. We are going to head over, and I think I've got a picture to Old Radio Night, or not. Why are we not seeing Old Radio Night? Let me see why we can't see that. It should be, hold on just a second here. All right, there we go. There's the video. The shout-out wheel. It's the varmint. I'm trying to see what the display is on. Let's bring the audio up to Old Radio 9.
Checking in.
All right, we got 3 of them checked in. In fact, I think we got all you guys. You got to have the varmint. When you get the varmint, you will get checked in. Any more audio or listening? 21 in the gang out there in Wasama Swamps. The Wasama Swamps. However you say it. Well, I lost your audio. But anyway, it was good. I heard you guys checking in. Over.
Get back.
Hello, brother. 010. Also have a happy Mother's Day out there. Take care. Out there, 1010, Mojave Desert, 193, 193.
See ya.
All right, 73 guys, we got you on the thing. I don't know why my audio went down, but I will bring it up, but we do hear you. Thanks for checking in. 21 in the gang out in the swamps tonight.
105, if you still out there, 105 Southern Cal. 105 Southern Cal. 193 heard you out there, so I figure you still around. I'm going to give it a try. 105, 193 Big Island trying.
All right, 21 is in. SWL 22. Tyler, is Alaska listening in tonight? Go ahead, take a shot.
And that's a no get back with 105 Southern Cal.
How about 23? Where's the Skidoo tonight? He gave a free pass to Espresso Trucking Company, and I have rumors that they will be pulling up in the rig tonight. Whether they will make it in time for the end of the net to jump in front of the ribbon microphones, we will see. But I'll give Mitch a proxy check-in. Also, speaking of proxy chickens and a few check-ins, SWL 10 and 30, I see the Dolphins doing their thing, so we've got you checked in. Hello, Chrissy and Dwayne. Hope you guys had probably a nice day up there like we did here in all throughout California this afternoon.
Breaker for 193, sorry about that. Sorry about the mess. Breaker for 193, 193.
This is the mesh frequency. 24 checked in early. Let's go out to Madera Heights for SWL 25.
Good evening, Dennis. 25, checking in.
Hey, you're sounding good. You're getting through all the noise, and hopefully I'm making it over the Big Giraffe. I'll get 25 and 74 checked in. Thanks for braving the heat to take a transmission over.
Not a problem, Dennis. Thanks for doing what you're doing for 35 plus. Copy on that, day 99. Once I heard that red can, man, I know it's from you. 99, Redwood check.
All right, thanks for joining us from way out yonder. And yeah, we'll have to do it again. SWL 25 long ago. He's talking about 30 years. Now I don't think it was exactly 30 years ago, but he opened up his very cool Radio Shack with the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III, and we did not one but a couple of nets out at the ranch, out by the river, wherever it is, and it was a fun time. So may have to do that again sometimes. Thank you, thanks Jerry for checking in. Let's go over to SWL 27.
193 Big
27's checking in live via the FM crossband.
193.
And you're sounding good doing it. I had to go fish out the crossband microphonium and get you checked in. So hopefully if you're in Studio G, the fan is running and you don't have to stay too long because I got you checked in. Over.
All right, Dennis. Thanks a lot. Thanks for running the net. KI6QL.
And 73, KB6GFD.
Forgot to go Giants.
And I think I heard Mikey YTG out there too.
Listen, you did it right today. Hey, take care. 105.
Anyway, I heard SWL 13 on there as well on the crossband, so we'll get you checked in as well. KUB 63FH. And then Mikey, a couple of crossbands. We got SWL 27, Dwayne out in Studio G, and then Mr. Cobra, Mike was out there as well, so we get him checked in.
511, I'm in the clear and I'm shut down.
Let's go up the road a piece where I'm sure you had some high temperatures like we did, SWL 28. So if it was an ice cream, if ice cream is on the list tonight, hopefully it's not melting. 28 checking in. What is a Delta breeze? Well, yeah, that's right. So you guys get the breeze. So I know it wasn't 97 up there today. Having a Barks ice cream soda, roasted peanuts in the shell. Well, it sounds pretty good. Save some for us working stiffs, and we'll join you after. We'll join you after the net if I can keep the transmitter on. Maybe we'll change a few things here. I don't know what. Direct net roll calls where we are at. We got a proxy check in for 29. 30 is in, of course, and 31. Robert and Treese out there in beautiful Tennessee, beautiful Hendersonville, checked in as 00. Checking in again as 31. SWL 33 myself, and of course, who else? Bozo Control and a few others that might be wandering around these parts in the Radio Shack tonight. SWL 32. SWL 34. We will get Jimmy Railroader and Captain Chaos checked in out there in Batavia, and keeping very busy with all the Facebook pages that they have to keep running, whether it's radio stuff or railroad stuff. They do a good job. And Matambale, I agree that the root beer float sounds good. I'm not a big root beer fan, but some other frosty device with the ice cream is probably good as well. Let's go to SWL 35, and I will get a check-in for, and I will refresh the comments here, but Red Monkey Communications, and Bill is checking in from cool Cheyenne. He knows it was 90-something degrees here in Fresno. He says, I'm not doing that anymore. Who's in Alberta? Edmonton, Alberta. You know, maybe at the end of the program, there's another SDR that's up, and I can't remember what it was, but I'm gonna tune in. So if you guys are chatting, we'll see if we can pull that in. I think it's behind a hill from where you guys are up in Squamish, but we'll give it a shot because I saw that it was up and running. Ware Shoals, South Carolina. Hello to Fresno. Tracy, California. Where's that? Belfry, Kentucky. Anyway, that could be Van Man out there. Centerville, Virginia. I know who that is. Plymouth, Minnesota. Sacramento, Edmonds, Washington, Belfast, Maine, Derby, New York. A host of others. The Old Tube Radio Network. Warm up your tube radios, won't you? Let's go to SWL 37. Somebody said a proxy for Chris. We'll do that.
Yeah, give him a proxy.
Yeah, we got a proxy for 37. Let's see if Sam is in SWL 38. He might be able to ding in to the mini grass or down under and get one of his infamous 10-5 check-ins like he does. So Sam will be listening for the relay or looking for you up on the chat window. SWL 39. SWL 40.
SWL 40 here. Trying not to melt into a helpless puddle of liquid on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's actually cool in here tonight. They got the air conditioning fixed. So I don't know how long that'll last. If it works as well as the radio equipment and the internet and all the other things in this room, probably this is my first and last time for some cool stuff. Anyway, grab an ice cube and catch us in a moment.
I'm watching my internet modem for smoke, and then it's either going to be white smoke or black smoke. I'm not sure.
I think either of those indicate or indicative of a bad thing, meaning that the Pope is actually going to have to come and bless your radio to make it work again. All right, 40 is in. Let's see if SWL 41 is around. Of course, that's Road Dog 507. 38 Sam, you just showed up on my window, so we got you checked in. SWL 42. Shortwave listener 43. SWL 44. I'll give 360 proxy check-in. I don't know what happened last night. It was things just got out of hand. And I don't believe I made the ditch banks net. So I'll get a report on what was happening out there. So I'll have to get a really late check-in.
That can't be got in, man. I really don't talk too much, man. Well, you still with it.
SWL 45, Paul and Kelly up in Northfork. Hope you're listening and hope you guys were staying cool today. It's always a little cooler up where you're at, but today I don't think that elevation was going to do much for you guys. Anyway, looking forward to hearing you again. Take care, and thanks for all your check-ins on the old Tube Radio Network. Over to SWL 46, shortwave listener 47. Hello to who jumped in? San Ramon, up there in San Ramon, where I'm sure it is. The weather is beautiful out there. Let's see if Sammy's in SWL 48. Mr. KP out there in Madeira. Probably can't hear me through the hippopotamus, so Sam, I'll get you checked in. I think I saw you on Facebook. Let's go a little bit closer to home. See if 49. We got Smitty and Sweet Country Mama over. Let's try 49 for Smitty and Sweet Country Mama.
Well, I'm glad you got to see the Lord there, Camilla. I'm just kicking back this.
I'm going to have to put that
I'm just kicking back
arm control in my front of my face where I can see it.
Oh, but Reverend Doctor talk too much. They call me the hippopotamus, and I'm still.
Sorry, my volume quit on me. Say again.
I think I got a bad mic cable. You can hear it crunching and crackling. That's my Heil special mic cable. So it figures it would be going bad at some point. Let's go over to Sangertown, SWL 5151. SWL 5151. I was trying to see if I could sneak Dave in there, 305. And Van Man, what is going on in Kentucky? Why are you lightening up the shack? Looks like a lot of good stuff, but we'd like to keep you on the air if that's possible. See what happens. Kentucky's a good place to be right now, regardless, right? And can we do the bubble machine? Yeah, Lawrence Welk is watching from where are you at tonight? Goldsboro, North Carolina. Where's it? Temecula? It was somewhere down in Southern California. There's a big Lawrence Welk. I don't know if it's a retirement community or something like that off of the 15 freeway down there. And I can remember growing up as just a wee little net controller and my grandparents having the Lawrence Welk TV trays. I do not know what happened to the Lawrence Welk TV trays, but they might be around somewhere. Let's go to SWL 52. Oh, Van Man, that is not good. 52. Got a get a proxy check in for Aaron.
I saw him yesterday at the club meeting there, so check him in.
All right, that's what I fear. I afraid he's been busy doing stuff or whatever. He's getting busy again. So I get Aaron checked in. No problem. All right, I'm just checking some controls here. I think we're still okay. I'm looking at the REA. Very good. All right, 52 is in. I know he was doing the BozoNet for the VHF stuff. I've got a note to check in Mr. Belair, which I will. X in the square. We're going to page 3. And their skip was not like this all day. It's something about the gray line. Even 40 meters does the same thing. It's dark and it seems to roll in. We've got a check in for 54.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead.
Am I late again?
Well, let's see. I was just getting ready to turn the page, which I did. So let me go back, because you're just like 1, 2, 3 right there. 47 that had a vacancy in the box, but it no longer does. It's got the X over it.
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. I don't like tardy. I don't like that word. I don't like being associated with it. But there it is. It's nice to play with this radio.
It is nice to do a radio once a week or whatever. That's sort of why we are out here, to encourage people to get on and say hello radio, maybe check in on the shortwave radio list, and more importantly, if you can, if it's possible, to get in on the tube radio list as well. So we'll be here for another 90 minutes at least, so you can do just that if it's not too hot.
Break OTR.
Oh, now there is some audio. The break OTR. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you earlier. Those guys just booming in. 51 checking in.
Yeah, sometimes my power output dumps down a little bit, but I should be okay beaconing now, and you sound great in the air, over the air, and beaconing on oldtuberadio.net as well. We got you checked in.
Have a good evening.
All right, 47 is in, 51 is in. We are on page 4. Let's go to SWL 55. Probably too hot up the hill for those guys as well. SWL 56 got the early chick in out in the barbecue. SWL 57. Brown Dog Audio, Central Kentucky. Hey, Foxman 362 is joining us. I guess you got some skip land going on. Just got off the live stream 15 minutes ago. Contacts to Australia. That's good for you guys out there. Dallas, Texas, another Texas station. Boy, the band is wide open. Australia's a good contact for you guys out there in Tennessee. I mean, you can hear them all the time. All right, Foxman 362 World Radio. Check out the videos. And check out what's going on there in beautiful Knoxville, where it seems like that is the best place to be in the USA if you want skip. You've got north, south, east, and west all kind of coming in through the antenna. Yeah, you don't even need a beam. I think you're in the right spot. So thanks for joining us this evening. Let's go over to SWL 58. Yeah, we could use a little rain, like they're getting out there in Tennessee. Parts of Tennessee. It was very warm today. We might get some in a couple of days, believe it or not. Let's go to SWL 59. And I did see Uncle Hairball. He was like the first station that tuned in here. When I cranked up the video before everything started failing on me. All right, and there's Hippopotamus on the Old Tube Radio Network. Hello, Hippopotamus. The wide mouth looking good for the Tube Radios. Thanks for joining us. All right, we got a big mouth there. Anyway, here's a guy. I wouldn't call him a big mouth, but he's got a big voice. SWL 60.
Oh, well, thanks a lot there, Dennis. Today we're on our mobile. Hope this thing is getting out there. I just wired the mic for it. It's on the Silver Eagle. It's making the trip. I want to give a big shout out to all the mothers out there, all the ones on the Giggles. I hope you're having a super Mother's Day. Bel Air, get with it. SWL 60 checking in.
All right, and thanks for reminding us about the mothers. Mother's Day coming up tomorrow, so make sure you find your favorite mother, whoever or wherever she might be, and say hello, radio. Thank you, Joe. You are sounding good, as always. And if you're in the Radio Shack and it's not too warm, we'll have some spaces on the list for you tonight.
Well, I appreciate it, Dennis.
Looking good. Let me pick up a crossband check-in here. KB6GFD, YTG, I hear you. We got 13 checked in, over. All right, good deal. 73 from KB6GFD. All right, we got the band is opening up on the VHF. Get SWL 13 checked in. 59 is in. I also wanted to say before he scrolls off my screen, which he might have done already. Where did he go? I thought I saw the telltale sign of a 007 somewhere. Or maybe not. I do see Frank D1 from Yellow Springs, Ohio, hanging out until 2400 hours Eastern time. And he does that because he turns into a pumpkin if he stays 1 minute later. So.
6 VOS.
So yeah, Frank D number one, mark the, put the alarm on, because if you stay 1 minute later, I know you turn into that. I know you turn into that pumpkin thing. I've got to figure out why it's doing that. All right, the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 60's in. SWL 61 is in on the early check-in. Let's go to SWL 62. Shortwave listener 63. All right, they're getting loud again. SWL 64, Craig out of Wisconsin checked in earlier when we started the video. SWL 65. SWL 66, it was good to hear Jim last week. Are you out there, Mr. Witch Doctor?
24/7, not doubt about it, man. Got it going on, man. Hey, 24.
And the Echo link is up. We'll be checking in with some of the items of interest. Let's go to SWL 67. I know I did see Bill checking in from Canby, Oregon, about half an hour ago. So putting the X in the square. And hello to York, Pennsylvania, joining us. Bluebell, Pennsylvania as well, up in there in the 17402 and the 19423 area codes. The Old Tube Radio Network here. What do they say in Skipland? The coast of California. Let's go to SWL 68. And Michael checked in early. 68 out of New York. We've got you checked in. SWL 69, Kenny out in Tulsa. I'm putting X in the square for Kenny. I think he stopped by in earlier as well.
Yeah, we're in Australia, man. Hey, no, you still showing up? Hey, no, big old man, I brought back, come on.
If I can make it to the skip, we'll give SWL 70 a call.
Right here, man. How you doing, Dennis? Hello, Bill in Wyoming. Hope everyone's doing well, and hope I'm making it over the skip also. 7-0 back to net control.
You're making it over the noise just fine. Bill out there in Cheyenne was tuned in a little bit earlier. He might still be out there. He enjoys the Old Tube Radio Network, listening to all of his great radios that made it through the shop and are still running quite nicely. Good audio as always and a nice signal. Thanks for joining us. You are checked in.
Thank you, Dennis.
The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. We're in the direct and net roll call. The glow-in-the-dark radios will be coming up shortly, so don't go away. And if you're warming one up, we've got a spot for you.
Thanks for calling there, mate. Yeah, well, you just got a new microphone cord there, mate, and yeah, be off you go there, mate. Yeah, it looks like that microphone cord a little bit shabby on that.
Hey, Colo Radio heading to the Hamvention next week. That means all the dealers are going to be having their Hamvention deals coming up. We want a full report, and we want to know, is the wagon full coming back? I don't know if some people do the swap thing there, some people don't, but hopefully you'll find something that will fit into the Radio Shack. Thanks for joining us. Good evening, OTR Rich. Is that Big Rich or is that just Rich? It's just whoever you are, Rich. Hello to you. Neutral observation. Well, this is like homecoming night. A lot of stations that haven't been by the Old Tube Radio Network saying hello, radio, and we appreciate it. It's always, you can always know that on a Saturday evening somewhere on some form of communications, the Old Tube Radio is going to be right here listening and talking to those tube radios. So thanks for joining us. Likewise, Boat Anchor CB Radio Repair. And you heard me on KPFA. Really? Okay. I'm trying to think. I wonder what they were playing. We do the other thing around. We do a lot of KPFA. But going the other way is a little bit hard to do. So maybe they got the wires crossed. Let's go to SWL. I apologize for that, right? Let's go to SWL 71. That, of course, is Stan checking in from beautiful Dallas, Georgia. Let me put the X in the square. And Stan, I know you're a busy guy, but thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over. Yeah, 55. I think I hear you in there. We got the X in the square, 55.
Your signal.
Yeah, I was losing 55, and then he's probably losing me. All right, 55, you can hear me now, and we got you checked in. Everybody's losing their signal here. Kind of quieting down. All right, where am I on the list? We went to 70, 71. How about SWL 72? SWL 73.
Let's give 73 a proxy. I saw him at the meeting last night.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give John a check-in. And the meeting was last night. I don't know what was going on last night. I didn't check in for anything. Fridays are just bad. We have extra live shows at the station, at the radio station, and all sorts of stuff. So sorry I missed the meeting. I don't know what the program was, but I missed it.
Well, we need to talk about the swap meet coming up. On the 24th, there will be a large amount of stuff at the swap meet. Over.
That is the 24th of this month?
Roger.
And would that be out at Lions Automotive, methinks?
That is correct. Over.
All right, that's a couple more weeks for that. So locally, and that's really a good venue for setting up a table if you want. I don't know if there's a fee for that, but always good to wander around, see the stuff, and see some people that maybe you've never seen before, but you've heard for years. That's what these gatherings will do. All right, we'll talk more, and we'll see if maybe there'll be some tube radios. There usually are. All right, direct and net roll call. 73 is in. SWL 74. We got our proxy check-in for Miss Jilly. Over to SWL 75. Looking for 356 BYU. Catalyst UDX 122 wandered off to make some chicken nuggets. Probably had to find them first, go out in the yard or something, and missed the end of the 21 show. Well, he checked in. They were still live when we were on, and we got a couple of check-ins from South Carolina. So he's put in a long day. He's probably back listening to all the good stuff. Let's go to SWL 76. Shortwave listener 77. We get a proxy check-in for 1017. SWL 78, Richard, I saw him on the video, and then he went over to oldtuberadio.net and checking in from 100-degree Wild Wildemar. So you guys made the 100. We didn't quite make 100 degrees here in the Central Valley. But Wildemar is a little, you don't get that big ocean breeze as much. So, all right, I don't think you're going to, one day, that's our 100 day, and it's going to be cooling off. Let's go to SWL 79.
Little boy, you said rack him up on that.
And 79 checked in,
Still racking him up. Man,
I think on the Central Valley Sea Beers Facebook page. So I'll get Philip checked in. I need a better desk. He's saying, what are you doing? Is it a little contortion? I'm trying to get everybody checked in. Let's go to SWL 80. SWL 81.
Man, you had a busy day today, little boy there back.
Shortwave listener 82.
I'm enjoying my day.
82 is out here.
Little boy, you said you...
All right, well, I hear you. Hippopotamus is probably stepping on me, but I couldn't make last night. It got super busy. I don't know if you were out there or if you were having to put up with the skip land or not, but you're sounding good. All right, Ron, you are checked in 82.
All right, thank you, Dennis, for getting me checked in. 82 checked in.
Boy, rocking them out.
And that is the voice of SWL 82, Mr. Bones. You will hear his station and many other fine stations on Friday evening on the Ditchbanks sideband net. That's channel 36 lower, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And there's a spot for everybody to check in, visitors likewise, skip land and all. And Ron, unlike myself, has a very good receiver and a transmitter, so he will get you checked in. Let's go to SWL 83. Friday. Yeah, you know, we're in the pledge break. So maybe it was some type of a pledge break thing. I don't know. I never know where my voice is going to show up. But if you're here locally, since we're doing the pledge breaks, you'll hear a lot of me, which is more than anybody wants to hear. Thank you there, Boat Anchor. Let's go to SWL, did I call 83? And then we will get the infamous SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. And, of course, that's Cheerios Kid, the Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and Snowy Owl. I was listening to Jerry, 84, Friday afternoon. I think it was 12:30. He was working the roll call. He was working the roll call on the Jefferson Noontime Net on the Swan Radio and sounding good. And the band was out. I mean, he's not that far away, and I could just barely hear him and the other stations. That's how bad the conditions have been. But I'll get them all checked in. He runs that nice tube radio on the Jefferson Noontime Net. Let's go over to SWL 88. No, I'm sorry, SWL 89.
6BLF ready.
SWL 90. SWL 91. Mr. Felix checked in at the top of the net. He's got an early call in the morning. Probably has to deliver some flowers somewhere. Understandable. Let's go to SWL 92. JC, I see you. Let me back up to SWL 83. Thanks for waving a hand out there in Sylvania, Ohio. Oh ho, okay. Well, now I get the true story. Yellow Springs, the inspiration for the Twilight Zone. I have some friends, but I cannot do a Rod Serling, even though I think I've got the suit thing going on. But I was never good at doing Serling. So good to know. Sounds good. I bet they probably could have come up with a really cool show. Imagine, if you will, the two-way radio, and somebody kind of getting inside the radio, or a voice coming on, or the radio. The radio would come on at night, and there'd be this voice. I'm surprised. I don't know all the Twilight Zones. Maybe they had something like that. But if they didn't, they should have. Well, it would have been perfect. Little CB radio that the voice comes through and drives the person nuts even when the radio's not on. But I digress. Let's go to SWL 93.
Hey, evening time, Dennis. 93 checking in. Just want to, everybody, you guys have a happy Mother's Day. Enjoy the rest of the evening. You guys have a good night. 93 standing by.
All right, sounding good. Got the big station out there beaconing out here from Central California to points unknown. Looks like the band's closing up a little bit, but stand by. We might be getting some. It's warm today. We might be getting some north-south skip. Anyways, always sounding good on the audio, which is on can be replayed, right, on the video replay and oldtuberadio.net. Thanks for checking in. Old Tube Radio Network, direct net roll call. The radios are coming up. Don't go away. Let's check for Warthog 95. Well, I hope there'll be some good radios tonight, Mark, because it was really warm in the Central Valley here tonight. So sometimes when you got the toasty Radio Shack, there are better places to be than in front of the tube radio. You know what? I'm going to do something I never do, and I'm going to throw Kurt off and see if we can pick him up on the Echo link right now. So hang on a second.
Hello, radio.
I'm going to see if I can pick up Kurt
Yeah,
on the
Kilo
Echo
Bravo
link. Here we go.
6, Golf Foxtrot Delta. This is Whiskey 9 Kilo Echo Charlie, SWL 96. Please be kind enough to check me in tonight, Dennis, from beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana. Not much to report here this week. Band conditions have just been in the toilet, so, you just want to try to get on anything, just flush the toilet, and that's what you get to hear. But I worked Switzerland today, so that was a bonus. I'm glad it picked up at the end. We'll give it hell again tomorrow. So we'll say 7-3, Dennis. As always, thanks for taking the net, and we'll be here next week. Kilo Bravo 6, Golf Foxtrot Delta from Whiskey 9 Kilo Echo Charlie, 7-3.
All right, 73, Kurt, and the bands have been spotty all the way from 40 meters on up to 10. I'm not sure what's going on, and it's real spotty, and then it'll be real good, and it'll just go away. So if you made Switzerland, then You found the hole. You did good. 73 to you. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network, KB6GFD 73.
37.
73, Dennis.
All right, there it is. My audio went away. 37, hello, radio.
Hello, back at you. Good evening.
All right, we had you proxied, but I'm going to undo that, and we're going to put a big X in the square, and you are sounding good. Thanks for remembering the Saturday night place to be.
That must have been Joe that checked me in, right?
I believe it was.
Go ahead and give him a proxy too, okay?
All right, I'll put the proxy right next to his big X.
There you go.
All right, anyway, thanks for jumping into the Old Tube Radio Network.
Yeah.
96 checked in via Echo Link from Kokomo. Thank you, Kurt. Let's see if Boston is around. Boston 97. Jim, we're calling you here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Probably if he was talking to Switzerland, I'm thinking he was probably on upper or lower sideband. Oops. He was probably on upper and lower sideband for that Switzerland contact. Let's go to SWL 98. And Tracy listening in somewhere. Gave them all a check-in over there on Central Valley CBers on the Facebook side. SWL 99. Where is Randy this evening? Well, he's in Phoenix. Or he's near Phoenix. I bet it was really hot out there. Probably under the air conditioning somewhere. Let's go back to the Echo Link. See if I get fired up on the Echo Link, and we'll pick up...
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Not good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
All right, I think I got the key working. Yeah, well, we'll do that. KD4BAO. Tony is at the ready on our tubes on the air activation. And hopefully we will get a few people that are going to brave the warm temperatures and turn on the tubes tonight. Thanks, Tony. Always good to hear you from way out there to way over here. 73 to you. And while I'm at it, let's jump over and see what Al is doing on the Echo Link.
Hello, Dennis. Let's see if I have a modulation meter here. Oh, I don't see any modulation, so I don't even know if I'm talking to you or not.
Yeah, you're sounding
good. It's good to be with the shortwave listeners and the Old Tube Radio Network tonight. I don't really have a whole lot to say other than it's hot, and looking forward to seeing the radios. So to KB6GFD from KI6CBA, signing out.
All right, 73 to you. Now, audio was good. Good transmission there. And we're going to see if we can't round up a few radios. So thanks for joining us all the way from way over there. 73 from KB6GFD. Adding more fun than anybody should have on a radio trying to figure this stuff out. Let's go back to the roll call. We're looking for... John is always patient. He's sort of behind all those Echo Link guys. Imagine, if you will, a guy in Scranton, Arkansas, checking in to Fresno with his iPhone. beaconing the airwaves on the light beams. Thank you, John, for a little bit of Rod Serling and your check-in as well on the iPhone. Who would have thought? It's so 21st century on the old Tube Radio Network. Jumping over to Joey, SWL 103. Let me see where Joey is tonight. He's usually over there at oldtuberadio.net. Bluebell, Pennsylvania. And there he is, right at the top, checking in. About 30 minutes ago, Joey watched the screen, and you should see that you are checked in. Perfect. Let's go up to Mr. Crawdad, SWL 109.
Good evening, Dennis. Crawdad 109 checking in.
All right, thanks for being patient tonight. I think it was well worth the wait because I can hear you just fine. The skip is down a little bit, 9 o'clock, and all is well. Thanks for checking in.
Oh, well, it's always worth the wait, Dennis, and you're sounding great tonight, too. Thanks for...
All right, thanks for joining us. The old Tube Radio Network 109 is checked in. Over to SWL 110. SWL 111 got... Robert, I actually heard him direct, and I think we got him on the crossband radio as well. Over to SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114. Let me make sure I didn't drop out. SWL 114. Got to know we'll get Wayne checked in on a proxy.
AK6WRW, also known as SWL79, checking in.
All right, and there's 79 sounding good in the FM mode. We will get you checked in, sir. Over, over.
10.
All right, 73, KB6G update.
Clear.
All right, 79. You heard it live and direct on the crossband, so put an X in that square.
A6USY.
All right, we were just talking about this guy hanging out at the Fresno Amateur Radio Club. All right, we'll get a USY 52 as well. Over. KB6GFD. Maybe on the walkie-talkie. Let's go back to roll call, get it finished up here. We called 114. And then we went to 128 because John is always SWL somewhere, and usually on a Saturday evening out of Fairfax, Virginia. It is the old Tube Radio Network, so John, we got you checked in. Hope the week wasn't too busy. Let's go to shortwave listener 131, SWL 133, shortwave listener 135.
SWL 135 checking in.
Checking in and sounding good, not a problem. We've got the X in the square.
No messing up with the microphone?
No, it sounds good. It's got a kind of nice little crunch when it keys in and a crunch when it keys out. I know it's you.
Okay, crunchy audio. I'll be back with this later.
All right, it's not a ping, so people say, yeah, we'd like that better. All right, there's our teaser for the evening. We know at least we're going to get one radio checking in tonight. Let's back up and say hello to the Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening to Road Dog 507 checking in right now, or as Motor Mouth Mall would say, right here, right now. And he was putting out some videos today, I think. Even the band wasn't good, but he had channel 6 rolling in. Let's go to SWL 137. SWL 145. Tony checked in from Course Gold on the Echo Link, and SWL 147 Neil checked in from Fayetteville. 188. I think we got you. Over. At 188. Let's go up to Course Gold and see if the band is opened up so we can actually talk up in the hill there. SW1. Oh, I'm sorry. After 195, Jim up in Course Gold. Over.
195 checking in, Dennis. You sounding good.
Yeah, likewise, sounding good here tonight. Didn't quite get my antenna up where I wanted, but I've got some other things going on, so it might help a little bit when it actually works. So you're sounding good.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a good evening.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead. Over.
Hey, I didn't know if you got a Snow Beast proxy there.
Yeah, I've got. Let me just double check. Yeah, I got that there, so I'll get Snow Beast proxied in. 188. We'll make it official on the big board right there. All right, got it. Thanks.
All right, you guys have a good night.
And that takes us up to SWL 226, who is out there. Got him checked in over at Central Valley CBers. Mr. Shockwave. I'll put the X in the square for you as well. Anybody else that I missed needs to get checked in, say hello, radio, and then we'll jump into the tube radios here in a moment. All right, what I will do, we'll take a short moment if I can find them, and I think there are some here, looking for the questions. I think we had some Friday questions. Here they are. Let me bring them up, and here we go. We'll just read them. I haven't seen the answers. There is one. First question is, I think we're still transmitting here. What was the rectifier tube in a standard 5-tube radio of the 1950s and the 1960s? And I guess it doesn't need to be a transmitter, receiver, transceiver, but this would be your standard radio, standard tube radio. What was the rectifier tube? And this multiple choice, and your choices are the 12BA6, the 12BE6, the 50C5, that's a 50 Charlie 5, or the 35W4. So the standard rectifier tube in a 5-tube radio, it would be one of those tubes. So it'd be a 12BA6, 12BE6, a 50C5, or a 35W4. Well, I thought the rectifier tubes were a higher number. All right, he's saying okay for that, but so I did to go with C or D. Anybody? How about you, Harvey? Would it be a 50C5 or a 35W4?
35W4.
Harvey says 35W4, and the answer, please. The answer is D, 35W4. Very good. Now let's go to question 2. In early receivers, a C battery was used as what? A C battery. They was the B battery. That's the big one. That's like the 90-volt one that looked like a box. So is a C battery still a little like the flashlight battery?
Third level.
Well, the answer is the bias supply. But I don't know what the voltage on a C battery would be, if it was 1.5 volts or it was something different, because I know the other batteries were 90-something. So that was probably filaments and all that other stuff. All right, that's the questions. We'll be back. Your tube radio's coming up. I know it's hot, but just you can take a short transmission. Just get some radios checked in. We're back in a moment. And someone says, Dennis, what are you using for your keyer? And you can't see it, but is it J, or can you? Let me go to the desktop here before I jump out. And we'll go to, can we just go to the camera, cameras only? If I move my arm, it is right there. It's right out of the shot. If I pick it up, it'll fall apart. It's a Lionel. Well, I don't know if it's Lionel, but it's a J38 code key. It was one of my novice keys, but I've got it hooked up. I have a little switch. I had a switch where it would go into the key jack for CW and another switch where it goes to the PTT. So that's what's going on here. And it's not doing a very good job. It's tarnished. And this is my second one. I've got a better one that I should be using, but that's, you can see me if you're watching the video. That is my finger pressing on the code key. In fact, let me go to, just to prove that's what's happening. Let's go to the control room. So when I'm not keyed down, there you go. If you're on the internet, oops, it locked on, sorry. When I'm not keyed down, oh, okay, it's delayed. When I'm not keyed down, all right, I can do this. When I'm not keyed down, look up in the corner there, and you will see the REA meter's not moving. And then when I press the key, it initiates the transmitter, and then the REA light bulb should go. All right, then the REA light bulb should go. All right, before I blow something up, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to set up the tube radios and be back, because that is what we do best, not having me trying to figure out how to run my radio. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, back in moments with your radios.
We've got to stop these Doge cuts. This is getting out of hand.
Not the place for it, Larry. K6 VOF.
Dutch. Let's put some of that in there. All right, it just might work. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Yeah, I bet that's what's happening. The Vox is causing that overshoot, and bad things are happening. Anyway, we are back. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. Jumping back into the control room, and I will stand by, stop talking. It has been a very warm day here in the Central Valley, so if you are brave enough to jump in with the tubes and turn on as many as possible, we'll give you some extra points. OTR listening.
135, 135.
14.
All right, 2 hertz. It's nice to have the It is nice to have the frequency quiet. So I too heard. So we've got 135. I've got you in the first spot here. So step up into the air chair, Cliff, and then we'll be heading out to Sangertown. Hearing you great out there, so it shouldn't be any problem for 14. So over we go to the Green Arrow, and we'll find out where he might be and what he might be talking on. Over.
Oh, okay. First off, I know he can't hear me, but I can hear Sean really well here. I got about 7 S units of him out here in North Fresno. So excellent signal. Again, I know he can't hear me on this thing, but I can hear him great. So you should be able to pick him up equally or probably better than me. Okay. I am the teensiest bit low in frequency, 0843-ish. So sorry about that. It went from high, earlier when I first heated this thing up, it was a little high in frequency. It's about 0855, now it's 0843. So it's gotten very, very hot, and it's gone way down in frequency. So I hope you can still hear me. Okay, from Miami, Florida, and the Pierce Simpson Manufacturing Company. This is the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. Let's see, 11 tubes. There's 11 tubes, but all 23 channels crystal controlled transmit and receive. Oh, Jesus, and a big explosion to the west of me. Yikes. I felt that through my chest. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but holy mackerel, somebody set something off. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. All right, it's been a while since we have had Pierce Simpson on the list here tonight. I've got a shot. It might even be your radio. I'm not sure. It's out kind of on a patio table. It is turned on. It's set up correctly with not only one but 2 microphoniums. And for those, this is a good radio if you live in Palm Springs and you want some mid-century modern decor. Pierce Simpson Guardian. This was their top of the line, I believe, when they had a couple other Pierce Simpsons going on in the late 1960s. Sounds good. Good audio. Back to you for transmission. Over.
Yeah, I think that is my picture. Again, I can't verify. I'm outside in the CB cabana. So I can't watch on line right now. But is it a like a red stained wooden type table?
It is the standard cool, 8 by thick patio redwood table, nicely painted, and the radio is on. I put it up a little closer. It is on channel 11, and it's on and up and running.
Then that's the one you're listening to right now. The handheld mic is the one I'm on right now. This is the handheld unamplified plastic microphone, which the meatball in the middle says Pierce Simpson, which is very nice. On the back, though, it says that it was made by Euphonics Corp. That's Euphonics with an E. It's a model C47. C is in Charlie, 47. Again, unamplified handheld plastic microphone. I brought out a D104 just in case the skip was going to be after us, but this is the way it would have sounded out of the box. Back to you.
And it sounds great. They had the Guardian, and I think they had a later version, like a 23 or something, and I don't know what the changes were. I'll see if I've got any notes on that. And the designers at Pierce Simpson were really into, I'll call it mid-century modern, or if you're into that architecture like Frank Lloyd Wright, where you have a lot of angles and squares. And so to make some symmetry between the S meter and the mod meter and the channel selector, they sort of put them in that small window. But I have one of these radios. I think I've got the 23 Plus, and let me tell you, that is one of the dinkiest, hardest S meters to see. But it's cool though.
Yeah, with my reading glasses, I can see that you're at S9. Yeah, it is not very well illuminated, and it is just All the markings are just as teeny as they can possibly be. The modulation light's okay, though. It's a neon modulation light, which you probably can't make out in the picture, but it seems to be working well. It's showing I have plenty of modulation. Audio, well, not that much modulation, but it's showing that the radio, I suppose, is working up to specs. What do you think?
Info.
I think it is good. I think you said it was out of Florida, right? South Beach, Florida. Keeper for sure, according to Foxman. We don't get many Florida radios out there. And the info, go ahead, over.
Okay, right off the mic plug in the 23B is a small circuit board with a mic amplifier type circuit in it. Then they seal it with this weird rubber cover, something like that. Wires come out of it and hook up. But I have a 23B, and that's the only difference I noticed.
Okay, and the audio is always very good on that. He's just running the stock microphone in which we have a shot of, if you're watching the video or if you're at oldtuberadio.net. The other thing I remember, and you can see it in the picture here, there's convection cooling, but the air vents are on the side. So I remember that radio getting really hot on the top. Over.
Yes, sir. This thing is as hot as any hot radio I have. It may even be hotter than the 123B Robin. I'm sure you don't have a picture of it, but in the back, the transformer actually sticks out a little square hole in the back, and it is hot as a firecracker. Back to you.
Now, we all know that the tubes actually like the heat. You can, put your tube radio in a 100-degree room, and it's great, but transformer windings and those other components may not like the heat so much. But I don't recall of they must have everything kind of set up where it gets some air cooling in there. I don't recall the Guardians having a lot of issues like some of the trams, like the tram diamonds with things burning up in there. So works good. Like the front firing speaker, even though it's a little bit small, and a good radio if you're going to display something, if you can find one that doesn't work. Here's a radio that really looks good on a display shelf. It looks modern, but it doesn't look too techno, and it doesn't look too industrial. It always seems like this would be the radio that you'd put in the kitchen next to the AM Zenith clock radio with the big round dial. Pierce Simpson Guardian, the Guardian 23B, as we heard from Harvey, with some extra mic preamps inside, but basically the same radio. Back to you for transmission. Make the neon light glow a little bit. And Pierce Simpson, one of my favorite early manufacturers, is because of their design team. And then, of course, if anybody can remember the 70s and early 70s, they came out with a lot of cool transistor radios with lots of little knobs and switches and clocks and everything else. Back to you.
Yeah, I think they also came up with a Companion and a Companion 2, I think. But I don't have any of those. It's a solid performer. No waiting, click-clack, all 23 channels. It has a nice tone control all the way to the right there, which also doubles as a push-me, pull-you switch for the automatic noise limiter. With all the racket I've got around here, I always leave it pushed in, but if you pull it out, you do get a little bit better fidelity. But of course, when nobody's talking, you get a lot more noise too. There is a nice speaker jack in the back, and if you have a bigger, nicer speaker, you can get some really good audio out of it. Yeah, Miami, Florida. I'm not sure if I have any other radios from Miami, Florida, but that's where it says right on the back of the radio that it was manufactured in Miami, Florida. Yeah, it's different, and I'm almost a KC low now, so I don't know if anything can be done about that. Anyway, thanks for letting me check it in. All original mic and everything. I haven't checked this in this year, so I thought I would. Back to you for your final, and I'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Cliff. I just found the ad I was looking for because the ad shows the 3 radios that were in that series. The economy model would be the Companion 2 that sold for $189. The Escort was, it doesn't say if they're 23 channels, but that's a bigger radio. It's nice. That's the one that had the colored lights and the buttons. That was $229.95, and the Guardian 23 was $300, $299.50, featuring Pierce Simpson's exclusive heterosync circuitry for outstanding stability and maximum protection against spurious signals. You know, we don't want spurious signals, and here is their little tag, and indeed it says Pierce Simpson Incorporated, 2295 Northwest 14th Street, Miami, Florida. And you could get more information. Oh, there's an S-meter and a remote speakers. Please send me the full details on the news. So there's something to look for if you can find it. See your PS dealer out of Pierce Simpson out of Miami. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Dennis, and we'll catch you next week.
Okay, and one more thing. I found another little item here on the Rolodex. It's kind of crunched up, but it says 23-channel frequency selection with exclusive heterosync. We talked about that circuit. Dual conversion super het receiver with low noise new Vista front end. Those were kind of a thing back then. That was extra the price. That's probably what it's $300. Superior squelch circuitry, illuminated S-meter, if you can find it, channel selector, and modulation indicator easily provides full 5-watt legal input, of course, while operating. And it goes on with some other things, but nice radio. We haven't heard one in a while. Thanks for sending that along. Who's next? Oh, it's Sean. Sean, step up in the air chair. I'm going to find the jingle singers are ready to do their thing, and when they are done, it will be time for you. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
All right, I've got an extra key up thing here to do. It says taking me longer than normal. All right, I think we are good. 14. Hello, Sean. Are you still copying Central Fresno? Over.
Yeah, I am. I still got a copy on you, yet it is very staticky. My neighbor on the corner is having a party where he has stretched lights and all kinds of lighting all over his yard, so I think that has something to do with it, or the live band possibly playing. But hopefully my general radio telephone, Super MC11A, is making the trip to you there in Fresno.
It is, there we go. It is making the trip great. Super MC11A. Always great audio. Just full fidelity, not overbearing. I'm going to give a picture, and I may have some other shack pictures of the Super MC11A. Cool looking radio. Maybe not as modern looking. There it is. One of Cliff's great shots. Not as modern looking as the Pierce Simpson, but a little bit more industrial and sounding good. Back to you for transmission. It's nice to have a clear frequency. Over.
Yeah, I was thinking it is quite a compact radio, and I have another one stacked right on top of it. It'd be a great one if you were into collecting general radio telephones. You could probably fit them all on one coffee table. And unless you had the prototype like Harvey has, it's gigantic. But yeah, this radio, it came from the collection of Chris, and a really nice general radio telephone. I'm on an unamplified D104 desk mic tonight, and this radio is in real nice shape. Has a real gold finish to it. on the face, a nice green channel selector illuminated, a tiny meter. The S meter is very small. Without my glasses, I can't make it out, but it has got a good copy on you. But like I said, it's very staticky tonight, so if I kind of go off frequency to the side, I get a clearer, almost like more treble, so I can hear you better. Whereas if I put you right on frequency with the higher meter reading, it's too bassy with the static, and it's hard to make you out.
And you've just kind of given a secret away why the older radios that have the Delta tunes like that are really great for receiving through skip, and it allows you, one, as you're listening, like as you've got the center AM frequency, and then you tune off to actually listening to either the lower side band or the upper side band. It changes the tone a little bit. You can tailor it in that way. And also, if there were some carriers or other interference going on, it would sort of minimize that as well, because that's a fairly narrow front end. There's the close-up if you're watching the video, and between the channel selector and the S meter, SRF meter, there's the GRT logo, and that is on the Super MC11A. I have a shot. I'm see if I can bring it up here. Yeah, now there is a Super MC11, and you'll notice the same look of the radio with the sort of copper gold front end, but the GRT logo is not there on the 11. Also on this shot as well, it's got the cool General Radio Telephone meter test equipment, and then a power supply, or that's not a power supply, but a Black Cat amplifier, and it's got the CM3 microphone. And what I'm sorry, Sean, what microphone did you say that you were using with this one? Over.
Unamplified D104 desk mic, and yeah, the Super MC11, that's a radio that Harvey knows that I'm kind of after. Tram Doctor did a video, and he was saying that is the better of these Super MC bunch. So yeah, the 11 I would like to add to my collection, but this Super MC11A is a nice radio. I do like the dark finish on the case. It's almost like a black. It has a real wrinkly paint, real industrial looking unit, and it does have real skinny rack handles compared to my 12.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 11, and it looked like it might have the same style of the rack handles, but that was, you know, a lot of, if anybody that works in broadcasting like I do, you see a lot of gear with the rack handles where you were lugging it around, or you were actually putting it into a rack. I'm sure this radio isn't 19 or 18 and something inches wide that would fit right into the rack, but I think that was their look for the Super MC11A. A little more industrial, but it gave it that look, like it's like, yeah, this radio is ready to play, and it does. There was some trickery, I think, to get some type acceptance going on, and with the Civil Air Patrol frequencies, it was a sneaky way to get your 5-watt DC input up a little bit higher than that if you wanted to, and the MC12 wouldn't even get FCC accepted probably for that reason, but the 11A was the last one pretty much from General Radio Telephone before they sold out to Skyhawk. Always sounds good. You do not need a giant amplified microphone for that radio. Standard mic, or what he's doing with the D104, sounds good. Great audio all around. All right, back to you for a transmission sounding good from Sangertown, from General Radio Telephone, from, Miami, Florida, to beautiful downtown Burbank, California. They're all good. Back to you.
Yeah, and out from Sanger, California to Fresno. And yeah, the one other thing I would add about these General Radio telephones is they have big power. It's the hot rod of the tube radios, I believe. If you sit there and tune it, boy, it just makes about as much power as you'd want. So anyhow, thanks for the time for the Super MC11A tonight, Dennis.
Thanks for bringing it by. The Old Tube Radio Network, doing what we do best, and that's kind of sitting back and listening to the radios check in, and, of course, the jingle singers check us out.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
And we are listening for radio number 3. And I just can't believe that we're not going to have some type of E-skip or something, some sporadic E tonight. We got stations listening in Colorado and Washington, Idaho. Seems like the band should open up. We'll see what we can do in the next half hour.
14.
All right. Well, I was going to tell you to take it easy on the last transmission, because I know it's getting late and you're not 100%, but we appreciate the extra effort. And the next, and the radio number 3, take a transmission over.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in the Super MC12 as well tonight.
Great, and it sounds similar. It does sound similar. I don't know if you're using a similar microphonium. I'll do a more critical evaluation. The 11A might be a little bit beefier on the audio, but this is certainly loud enough, and I'll find a picture of the 12. Go ahead.
Well, I'm actually on the stock hand mic that Chris had on the Super MC11A. I have put it on the Super MC12 tonight, so that would be one difference between the two. Like I had mentioned earlier, this Super MC12 does have larger rack handles, and it has a more brassy finish to the face of the radio, and the case is a chocolate brown. It's not so black, and it has more of a splatter type of finish, not such a wrinkle like the 11A.
I have a picture. I think this is from SWL45's collection, Paul. And yeah, you can definitely see the rack handles have more girth diameter. The GRT logo is there, the MC12. And I've got a note. Super MC12 was very much like the MC11A. General Radio Telephone was sold to Skyhawk Antenna Company. I don't know. Did anybody ever have a Skyhawk antenna? This would be back in 1972. I'm not really familiar with them. They upgraded the MC12 with a much larger and powerful final audio tube. I was going to say, your signal is right up there. The audio is just a little less because it's the standard microphone, but it doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, if you would have told me it was the same microphone, I'd say, sure. There's not that much quality difference. The final audio tube, the MC12, was not able to be type accepted by the FCC. So I wonder how they sold them if they weren't type accepted. Maybe they had to go through kind of a backdoor thing. And it was the final General Radio Telephone CB manufactured in beautiful downtown Burbank. So methinks there weren't a lot of these 12s hanging around. So if you've got one, good deal.
Yeah, and now I've switched to the unamplified D104 desk mic, and this one I pulled out of a barn, essentially, like a tractor trailer, and Harvey was there, and his eyes got real big. I didn't really know what I was holding on to, but my Super MC12 has a fan added onto the top of it, a period correct one, I might add, and you don't want to stick your finger in it when it's going. So that's the only modification to the radio, and it's in excellent condition.
Well, we used to say if your tube radio keys up long enough to check into the old tube radio network, then it, regardless of how it might look, or maybe how it might smell when it's transmitting, it is in great condition because we can hear it. A little bit more high-frequency brightness, I don't know, articulation is what Bob Pyle would say with the microphone change, sounding good. So a nice addition there. You can't go wrong with the Super MC series. I think they started with the 8, the 9. There wasn't a 10. I'll have to ask Harvey what happened to the Super MC 10, but the 11, 11A, and the 12, and there was some, I don't know if it was a transformer they changed, some upgrades as they went along. That's the way General Telephone worked, sort of on their engineering kitchen table, saying, maybe we should do this for the next 50 radios, and they did. Pretty cool. Back to you for transmission, and if there are any Super MC General Radio Telephone fans, or maybe people that just like beautiful downtown Burbank, this is your radio.
Figured it'd be the general radio telephone night for me this evening, so I put them in order, and starting to get a little bit of that skip rolling in, and appreciate the time for the Super MC12 tonight.
20.
All right, thank you, Sean. Looking good. 20s in the house. Jingle singers are going to step up to the microphonium, and then we'll go over to you, Harvey. Skip might be coming in, but I can hear you just fine, so don't go away.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
The station for you, and maybe even you. Hello, Harvey. Over.
Roger, thank you. Okay, I'm on a Browning Golden Eagle Mark II. Just the AM transmitter and the AM sideband receiver. No transadapter, no sideband transmitter, just a two-piece radio. I have two of these. This one, this set I got going. And I have no idea if this transmitter went with this receiver or the other way around with the other set. But this is working. In fact, even I think the sideband lines up, because I listened on it and it seemed to be working. Anyway, I've done caps, I've done tubes, and this one's for sale. Keys up at around 5 watts. Swings past 10. Unamplified D104 is on it. The one from my Golden Beagle. And I didn't get mics with these radios. If someone absolutely needs a mic, I can come up with one. Excuse me for the cough. If they just need a mic plug, and they'll wire it to their one of their mics, that's fine. I have mic plugs, although they are a little expensive. I won't charge the same as what eBay charges, but you know, I can't just throw one in and say here it is. Anyway, because I still have to acquire them. Anyway, this is the Golden Eagle Mark II. I also have an R68 T68 for sale. It's been on the air here several weeks ago, so I know it works fine. And it has a banana mic that goes with it. Reason for that is I acquired the radio with the banana mic, so it's going to go with it. Anyway, things don't sell in the next week or so. Bringing them to the swap meet. And maybe some other radios. We'll see. Okay, that's an old buzzard key down. Thank you, Dennis.
An old buzzard key down from an old buzzard. Sounds good. Boy, it's a nice, clear, perfect Browning-style audio on that radio. And just for someone who's thinking about the purchase, the microphone that you're using, because a lot of people have it in their, in their microphone drawer. What is the microphone you're using on that?
The unamplified D104 off the Golden Beagle. I had an amplified one on, but you said it didn't quite sound as good.
No, the audio is really nice. It's like what we heard with Sean on his unamplified microphone on the general radio telephone. It's just perfect. It's loud. I don't hear a lot of room noise. There's not, the mushiness. It's hard to overdrive a Browning. It'll just get louder, but it gets that shrillness to it. So it's a good deal. So if somebody has a nice unamplified D104, probably any unamplified microphone would work well with that radio. We're looking at the transmitter. No, we're looking at the receiver, because the receiver's big. The transmitter, unlike the Mark III, is about, maybe a little bit bigger than half the size, and it works good. And for someone not having a Browning before, the setup between the two, you've got two radios, so maybe in 25 words or more, you can tell us you've got a transmitter, receiver, and there's an interconnecting cable, and do both radios plug into the wall, or does it just one and then it daisy chains through?
Okay, here's the amplified mic. I'm holding it steady. I did screw in the mic cable before. It was just plugged in. I didn't tighten it. It's up 1/4. Two plugs, two AC cords, but there's an AC plug, old style AC plug on the back of the receiver. Generally, the way I run them is I turn the receiver, transmitter on, have it plugged into the back of the receiver, and when you turn the receiver on, both go on. Save one power plug. Anyway, this is the amplified D104. Turned up about 1/4.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound as good. It sounds like you're way far away in the room, and there's room noise, and that other one sounded better. But you've got the amplification about right, unless you just have to back off or something. But it sounds good for sure. And let's quickly address this. Someone mentioned, can you fix the feedback issue? Let's just quickly talk about that. That is I'm going to say it's a feature, not a failure. At least that's what Browning Laboratories would say, as you hear the capacitors just charging out of the receiver as you key up your transmitters. You're actually hearing your own transmitter, hence the feedback. And there are ways to minimize that, I guess. Even on the front, you can turn the squelch up a little bit. You can do some control things depending on the microphone you have. And then internally, there's the capacitor that discharges. So is it possible, if someone really hated that, they could put in a 5 microfarad? You could put a much smaller capacitor in there for the ping to go away?
Yes. I turned the mic down. I backed off, but I'm facing it. Is it better?
No, it's okay. I think you were fine before. It just has a different tone. It sounds like there is some roll-off on that particular element on that microphone that the unamplified one does not have, unless it's just the amplified circuitry. It's missing some of the frequencies that the other one has. It sounds fine, but the other one definitely sounds better.
Okay. This is a replacement element from a +2 type desk mic. And the Golden Beagle has a rheostatic. Yes, you put in a 2 microfarad at 450 volts and no ping.
So fixes the issue, but a lot of people, it's sort of a style thing. It's like having, the alligator on your jacket, or, the BMW logo on your cars. That ping is like, I don't even have to look at your radio and I know, he's got the Browning Eagle. The Mark II probably sold for, I don't know, $390. That's I was thinking $395 was the R68, T68. Those radios were well in the $400 to $500 range up there with the Tram radios as well. All right, Harvey, back to you for transmission. And again, listen in, because that radio he has is that's for sale, and you've got it screwed back together and shored up, and it's ready to go, right?
Well, it will be. Transmitters all together. The bottom and the top of the receiver are off because I've got a 47 microfarad cap in there, not soldered in, but it's in there for the ping. And if somebody keyed up and said, oh, I want that radio right now, but with a longer ping, then it's open and I'll give, a longer ping. But if nobody says that, I'm just going to solder that in, put it all, put it back together. Oh, the only thing, quote, wrong with this is it's missing the fine-tune plastic knob. It's not there. But there is a little deal that's on the shaft and you can turn it. The other transmitter that I'm going to work on, receiver that I'm going to work on, same deal. It is missing the knob. It's also got the wrong volume control in it, and I've got a new one that goes in a Mark II, so I'll put that in. But as long as the other set will work, I'll do that. But I'm going to see about getting a couple of knobs if they're not too expensive. I mean, I'll check with Barquette, see if he's got them. If he does, great. It's the same knob, I believe, that's on the Golden Eagle. Yeah, the same color brown, the same insert, I think. So the two sets of radios have the same thing. Okay, as you can tell, I'm back on the Beagle mic. Alrighty, I'll turn it back to you. I've got those two for sale. And at the swap meet, if I can get some more done, other type radios, I'll bring them. Alrighty, I'll let you go.
Sounds like a good deal, and especially if you're looking to add to your collection, or if you've been listening for a while and would like to get a radio, just to have, it only takes one. We would really appreciate and like to be able to check them in from various locations around the Central Valley here, so we can get them on the air, let people hear them, and just like I said, they look cool sitting there 6 days out of the week, and one of these days on Saturday evenings you can drive them around the block here on the old Tube Radio Network. Speaking about driving around the block and into another state, hello to Shortwave Listener 99 Radio Randy, where it was about 97. I don't know if you guys out there near Phoenix got the big heat blast today or not. So I know you were in the air-conditioned radio room. Thanks for joining us on the old Tube Radio Network, and you are checked in. Jingle Singers would like to tell you about the magic that is OTR, and then we'll be listening for the next radio check-in.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
We are listening for radio number 5.
Hey, Dennis, can I sneak in once more?
Yeah, let's sneak in one more. I want to say hello to the northwest corner. Haven't heard 709 in a while. I thought with this nice hot weather we had today, we'd be listening up to the northwest. So hello from the old Tube Radio Network.
ER709.
Yeah, hello from the old Tube Radio Network 709. Long time no hear, over. All right, anyway, they can't hear me. Go ahead, Harvey.
God bless from the northwest. Break up, break up.
Go back to him.
I think I'm getting stepped on by San Francisco, Los Angeles, and parts. But anyway, the old Tube Radio Network 709 up there in the northwest. Good to hear you, over.
Okay, this is for Sean. I mentioned I'm bringing some more radios to the swap meet. No, I'm not bringing the General Super MC-11. That's reserved. Okay?
Roger, roger.
Over.
Oh, yeah. Skip time. I'm hoping Idaho comes in.
Yeah, we've got, I'll bring up the DX map. We've got the gray line coming in the Pacific, and then we've got the E-skip because of the conditions. Let me see what the map shows.
HIP wouldn't last me a day and a half.
All right, there is the map, and you can see some green lines there from, looks like Oregon, Washington. Idaho should be in. I'm seeing possibly Colorado, New Mexico, so the band is in. It doesn't show Hawaii, but the bands are opening up a little bit.
You drop power.
All right, that would be a little bit better. See, now the skip land can hear me, but yeah, we're opening up to a couple of the states. And Joe, take a transmission. I think you can get over the skip land there. Over.
Well, Dennis, now we don't know about that. I don't think we got anything on this end that can help us as far as that goes. Unless I kind of throw a rope on that old antenna there and drag it maybe a block or so. Dennis, I'd like to check in my 223 Johnson. For them Johnson lovers out there from Minnesota, Waseca.
We have been all over tonight, from Florida to California. Now we're out there in Waseca, Minnesota. E.F. Johnson, we talked about Edgar F. and I don't know if it was Ethel back in the 1920s. Little did they know, 100 years later, we'd be talking about them and checking in their radio. I'm sure they thought this was a nice, cute radio to put in your Radio Shack or anywhere around the house in the 1960s, and a lot of people did. And you've got one right now, so take a transmission.
Dennis, doggone it, yeah, we wouldn't give it up for a dime, a plug nickel. Doggone it, we're enjoying this radio here. We're also enjoying the skip and the radios we've heard this evening from out there, Sean, and doggone it, I had a chance to keep a DAC. I got rid of it. It wasn't my style. It was nice radio. I'll never forget it. But it was a solid state. Mine wasn't a 10, it was an 11. But anyway, we got 10 tubes here, all 23 channels, and we are on the original stock mic. It looks like a little Turner Plus 2 mic, except it is the original stock mic. Color, matches the radio, a well-lit radio. And we are broadcasting right now on Channel 11.
As we used to say, the Saturday night place to be, Channel 11. It's opening up. Mr. Nobody listening in. They're hearing us in the mini grass. They're hearing us up north, and we're trying to make the contact down the street and around the corner. E.F. Johnson, Messenger 223. We've got a good shot of the microphonium that you talked about, made by Turner, and they put the Johnson on the push-to-talk bar, and then there's the Viking head logo. There's a name for that. I think Kevin used to call it something, but the little Viking head logo that's on the radio, on the microphone as well. They sold it as, you could buy it without the microphone. I think it was just under $200. If you put the microphone on, they had another $15, and that would let you know that was their base radio. No putting this in the mobile, or at least not easily. Over.
Most definitely, Dennis. Definitely a base radio. One you can count on there for sure. Okay, I'm going to cut it short there because I've got another one there you can bake pancakes on.
All right, bring out the batter before we have to go here tonight. Still hear you well, and you are radio, what radio? You're radio number 5 with that. Jingle Singers coming up, and when they're gone, you probably have your radio ready to go. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network in Central California on Channel 11 at oldtuberadio.net, and with a video as well on YouTube.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR.
27.085
megahertz.
What do they amount to?
Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
It's out there around the clock, man. Alright, get out of here, man. Don't ring the bell. Let you do your thing out there on the island. Hey,
Yeah, go ahead. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. This is the Old Tube Radio Network, over.
60.
All right, Joe, hang on one moment. Who is that station calling for Dennis? This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Hey, Old Tube Radio Network. Hey, Dennis, Mr. Nobody up here in the east side of Washington State. You guys are definitely blowing smoke up here.
Mr. Nobody, nice audio. I hope you can check the replay on the gate. Great audio coming into Central California, over.
Hey, definitely, I appreciate it. Hey, Dennis, I appreciate the get back. I just want to jump in there, wave my hand, and get out the middle of the road.
All right, good deal. Sounding good. We got some conditions. Great audio. I've got the receive opened up to 15K and sounding good. Thanks for waving a hand. The Old Tube Radio Network.
Can I sneak in real quick?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, Joe, hang on one. Well, we got you. You are radio number 6, I believe. Go ahead, Harvey.
Lucky number 7. Do my Golden Beagle R68 T68 custom Browning logo D104, and I'm out. My daughter just got home, so I got to check stuff, and then I got to make a phone call. So thank you, Joe and Dennis. Catch y'all next. Well, proxy me in next week, maybe. I don't know if I'll get back in time. I'm working. Alrighty. Thank you much. Anybody who wants these radios I mentioned, just get a hold of me or Dennis. Okay. See ya.
Hey, Harvey?
Uh-oh, you're in trouble, Harvey.
You dropped again.
Yeah, you're in trouble, Harvey. It's Dwayne up here saying good evening.
Someone said you're in trouble, Harvey.
Yeah, Dwayne has got you in trouble, Harvey.
What, Dennis?
Hey, you're in trouble now, Harvey. Dwayne up here on the Johnson Messenger.
I know you can hear that.
Yeah, but every once in a while you drop.
All right, but you're sounding good in Idaho, no doubt.
Oh, is that Idaho up there?
Yeah, you're in trouble up in Idaho, over.
Oh, the moose got me.
Yeah. By the way, the other stuff got here yesterday.
Okay, I can't hear him, so I got to get out of here. I was just sneaking in. Thank you, Joe.
All right, yeah, Dwayne is in there. He said the other stuff got in the other day, so good deal. And Dwayne, we hear you. We're going to check you in his Radio 8 on the Johnson.
Okay, good deal. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had to run out here. I heard 709. I didn't think we were going to have any conditions, so I had to...
Oh, boy, that skip is it's interesting. Really sounding nice out there, Dennis. Doggone it, you got them all fired up. For the Robin 123B listeners, Christy, if you're out there, happy Mother's Day. Fine family. Everyone out there, have a super fine one. Dennis, I'd like to check in this 11 tubes, all 23 plus.
All right, let me say hello to Dwayne and let you know, Dwayne, you're number 8 with the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223, and thanks for jumping on the key, as they say, when you heard the east or the north side coming in. We had 100-degree temperatures up and down the state today, and that sometimes gives us that little ducting going on. Also, the Robin T123B, Joe, you are Radio 6 and being heard up and down the West Coast. Take a transmission.
Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, I've never gotten flowers in my life. That's a pretty good deal there. Well, I hope I'm making the trip out there, especially to the OTR net. Dennis, I'd like to check in 11 tubes, all 23 channels plus. I've got a couple of switches here that give me about 9 extra channels. I've got a well-lit face. I think I've explained it there before, so we won't go there. A well-lit back. The back end there has got its little doodads, meter reading, Squeak and Peak. Oh, you love this radio. Okay, Dennis, thanks for letting me check this one in, and hey, let's listen to some of that skip out there.
Yeah, our weather's paying off, I think. Coming, I figured it might do that. Anyway, it's nice to have some check-ins as we go along. Robin T123B sounding good for Radio 6. We snuck you in between the other two. We got a great picture, and Chrissy is listening. They're listening live here, so they're liking that 123B, and we're liking their EF Johnson 223. That gives us two of those. Looking good and sounding good. Thanks, Joe, and the pancakes are ready.
Most definitely.
That's funny. I love it. Anyway, Dennis, you're making a real good trip up here tonight.
Yeah, I haven't changed my antenna. It is still really low, but I might be working on a good low takeoff angle, and likewise, you guys just popped in and sounding good. Over.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, I wanted to make sure I got a chance to check this in and let Harvey know that the Golden Moose made it home. So, all right, we'll catch you guys later. We'll get back to net, and maybe I'll hook up another radio or something.
All right, yeah, it's a lot of QSB, but we'll see. Maybe we'll hang out here after the net for a while and talk some skips. So I'll go ahead and put the ribbons on the net tonight, and everybody wants to do a little skip shooting on AM, which is kind of unusual. We might keep the frequency open for that. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Any more check-ins before we head out of here? And I should say from near and far out.
I've been called far out once.
Far out and groovy. All right, I'm going to do some counting and amounting, but you guys are coming in nice. There's only like 2 or 3 stations. They all sound good. OTR is counting and amounting. All right, well, while the band is still open, let me find the jingle singers here and Mr. Announcer so we can get the totals going on. Here we go.
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
All right, this will be the current and final totals. Here we go. SWL 17 on page 1, 19 on page 2, 21 on page 3, and 24 on page 4 for a total of 82. I believe that is plus or minus some math errors. Looks like we're okay. And the radios, we had 8 tonight, probably more, some long-distance radios as well. And a tie between the General Radio Telephones, the Browning Eagles, and the EF Johnsons for most heard manufacturers, starting off with the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23. Thanks, Cliff, for that, for your mid-century modern radio pleasure. General Radio Telephone Super MC11A. Are we going to hear Peter and the gang tonight? We're all the way up to Washington and Idaho. I wonder if they're tuning in Channel 11. General Radio Telephone Super MC11A and Super MC12, both from Sangertown, sounding good tonight. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark II, which is for sale. Harvey checked into that, as well as his R68 T68 Golden Beagle. The EF Johnson Messenger 223 from Joe, sounding good. Also his Robin T123B. Harvey also, I said that, the Golden Eagle, the Golden Beagle from Lavatories, and the EF Johnson Messenger 223 from way up north, up there beaconing from Dwayne and Chrissy. Sounding good. All right, I'm going to stand by. Anybody want to talk some distance? And you know it is legal. The FCC changed the rules. You've still got to keep a 5-watt DC input, but if you want to talk more than 151.5 miles, you can do that, and with the FCC's blessing. Thanks for listening in, wherever you might be. The Old Tube Radio Network. Which is, also shout-outs to Mr. Nobody. I'm going to listen to that audio back. Anytime the station's coming in sound better over the radio than I do on the shotgun microphonium through the audio gear. I want to find out what they're doing. Anyway, the Old Tube Radio Network listening. Yeah, it's kind of going between the north, and then it's Washington, and then it's Idaho, and you're 5 over, and then you're S3.
Well, those kind of crazy things happen, so we'll see what we get. Yeah, this is kind of the way it was last night, too, so I got to talk over the valley.
Yeah, and of course, we don't know what you're hearing. You could be hearing the big boys in LA and San Francisco, but you're like the only guy out here tonight for the Central Valley.
Actually, I'm not hearing any of them. That's what surprises me.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got Spokane, Mr. Nobody, sounding good here tonight.
At Cal 709, I said hello over there.
I'm just having conditions going on. Hey, Dennis, I'm glad we got some conditions going on. We had some the other night, too.
That's what Dwayne was saying. Said they had some great conditions coming in. So when we get that heat layer up and down Central California here, that's what happens.
I was kind of thinking here in the Evergreens we're going to get in there on that the old radio check-in, but I guess they're sleeping.
All right, 73, Mr. Nobody, and 73, Dwayne, sounding good. Hello to who just joined us? Melbourne, Australia. Looks like the conditions are just up and down the west coast of the U.S. here. The Old 2 Radio Network is saying 73.
All right, take care, good night. We'll catch you next week.
All right, it's good to be heard. If I ever get my antenna in the air, you might hear more of me.
Don't forget about the swap meet on the 24th. K6VOF.
And thank you, KB6GF. All right. It was keeping me busy here tonight, that's for sure. I put Espresso Trucking Company on hold at 9. I can't key down for 3 minutes when we got Skipland going on. Oh, who else? The FCC, their way, and you know this, in the rules, you could not talk over, I think it was 151 miles. They actually had a distance, saying any communications on Class D 11 meters, that was considered hobby communications, DXing, as it were, and it was a set amount. It was like 151 and a half miles. And that went on for 1958 until about a couple years ago when they changed that rule. I think the other rule that also was changed was allowing in the United States FM as a allowable mode, and they dropped the limitation on how far you could talk. Even though you could hear it and your signal goes out that way, in theory, you were not allowed to talk to the station saying, hey, I can hear you. I can hear you in Arkansas and California, but it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. Now, you can do that. But you still got to be 5-watt DC input, and I don't know about crystal control and all that kind of part 1995 stuff. So there you go. Have fun. And I wonder if 10 meters is open. Probably not. The best thing to do is go up to 28,100 to 28,300 and listen for the CW beacons. There's probably, just like you're hearing now, little pockets. And if the band is really open, you can be up at 6 meters at 50 megahertz and get those really, really short openings where people are 20 over for about 30 seconds. Fun stuff on propagation. I don't know how it works. It's just floating through the air, and there you are. And you won't get a bill at the end of the month for any conversation. Nobody's tracking you. And there will be no pop-up ads on your radio display, I guarantee that. Good night, everybody. And Albert and Peter and the Squamish Boys, I'm kind of listening, and I'm thinking that the next opening should be up where you guys are. But it was kind of a nice little opening tonight.
Definitely.
Barrel, I'm back. Where is that Dwayne guy?
Well, Mr. Nobody just came banging in. Dwayne is probably listening, and I'm listening on the Mr. Nobody. I'm on the expensive Sennheiser headphoniums. I've got the Voodoo Kenwood at 15K wide on the receive, and you are just blowing me out of the water.
Well, you shouldn't be in the water.
I'm just sitting here on this little SDR radio. This is just a Hermes Lite 2. And I'm just running just the regular plugins with a USB mic.
Yeah, you can't beat those for SSB straight through AM. We got a group of us, the West Coast ESSB Audio Punks, Voodoo ESSB. A lot of the guys are running the Hermes Lights, the Anons, the Flexes, and the Voodoo modified Kenwoods, and you can't beat good audio.
Yeah, I'm a new guy at the whole SDR thing. I'm the new guy on the whole audio thing, so it's been definitely a pretty big learning curve, that's for sure.
It is a rabbit hole for sure. So if you get a chance, and I've got the video still running, you get a chance to play the last part of the video, you will hear your audio coming through the modified Kenwood. I've got it 15K wide, and you'll hear how good it sounds.
Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate you, Dennis, and I appreciate everything you do over there at the Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, sounding good. And Harvey, did you get everything taken care of? Did you put away the peanut butter?
Yeah, but I'm missing Chrissy's cookies. Oh, I ate them so fast. Okay. Chrissy, Dwayne, hello. Hello, Dwayne. I did it. I did it with my little radio. Yes, it hears you. It hears you like I have moose ears. Okay, well, I better let Dennis finish up. Okay, say hi to the rest of the family. You take care. Say hi to Moose and Squirrel. Okay, good show, Dennis. All that good stuff. I gotta get on the phone.
All right, copy.
Oh, I see what's happening. You key up at about a 10, then it flips over to about a 25. So something's happening over there.
Yeah, I'm doing a stair step, and I found out that if I key the exciter first and get rid of it's got a big spike. I get rid of that spike, and then I don't drop out at the end. So when I was running Vox, that's what was happening. So I delayed the extra range boost, and it works better.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Okay, I got to get to the phone. We'll talk to you next week if I get back in time.
Yeah, this is the exciting frequency. It's about time we had a little radio RF excitement. All right, I'm going to shut everything down here and be back. So I'll proxy you next week, but you never know. You just might get in on time, and I'll know you're one of the unknown SWLs listening in.
He's been saying he's going to go to the phone for like 5 minutes.
Well, 5 minutes to you is an hour for me.
Hello, radio. Hang on one moment here while I shut things down.